Hi, I'm Dr. Bhattacharya. I'm a pediatrician working in the UK last 20 years. I work in child development and I thought this is one area where the parents might benefit from some advice and tips. So this is the first video early years series because early years are the most important years, how that's going to shape your baby, what they are going to be like adult human being. When we talk about child development, we talk about development in four areas. The number one is the physical or motor skills. Number two is their social capabilities. Number three is their speech and language. And number four is their problem solving or their cognitive skills. When I talk about the developmental milestones in these four areas, I'm talking about what the majority of babies will do at the age of 1 year or by the age of 1 year. But it is important to remember that each baby will also develop at his or her own pace. Talking about number one area, the physical milestones, most babies will be crawling by this time. They can sit independently, they can pull themselves to the sitting position, they can cruise around the furniture, which means that they can hold on to something and they can move around the furniture. They can pull themselves to that standing position. Some babies may also take some independent steps, holding on to something or by themselves. Next is the language and speech. So they go from babble to a meaningful babble, which means that they will say mama, dada, looking at their parents. They mimic sounds of animals. They try to mimic the sounds you are making. They will respond to simple requests. They use simple gestures like bye bye, and they shake their head meaningfully when they want to say no. Socially, they will laugh, they will look for their mother, they get anxious when the strangers are around, they have developed a fondness for a particular toy, which is their favorite toy now. When asked for, they will give you a toy, they can play games like peekaboo. Finally, the cognitive skills, the problem solving skills is that they look for an object when the object is moved from their views. They explore their environment by touching, banging, crawling. They look at the picture or the right toy when they are asked to do so. They copy adults in their simple actions like drinking from a cup. They follow simple instructions. Child research has shown that this is the most important time when the baby's brain is developing at a very first rate. So it is very important to be able to stimulate the baby's brain at this time. I shall tell you some do's and don'ts. The do's are number one, play with your baby and talk to your baby. The more you talk to your baby, the baby listens and the baby learns new words and the baby tries to mimic and learns the language. Number two, read to your baby. Babies are fascinated by books, so make use of the hardbound books that you get, animal sounds in those books. Point out to them structures, objects, and animals, and then they will try to repeat those sounds after you. Number three is when you are talking to your baby, it is important to remember to go to the level of the baby, make eye contact, and talk. But even if you are not around and you are doing some work, you can give a running commentary. Parents' voice, it makes them feel reassured. Okay. And finally, give your baby lots of cuddles. Make sure your baby has adequate rest. It is important to remember that a baby will need 16 hours of sleep at this time. Sing to your baby. Music is very important for the baby's brain development. Clap to your baby. They understand the sense of rhythm and they would like that movement if you dance with them. The do nots. Important, very important is do not smoke before your baby. Even if you are smoking outside and you come back, the smell of smoke and the chemicals hang on to your clothes, and that can give rise to a wheezy chest in your baby. Number two is do not ever shake your baby. Their brain is very fragile and that can be injured. Number three is babies should be slept on their back. Number four is be very careful when you are feeding your baby that you do not give large pieces of food. The food should be broken down into small pieces. Similarly, be careful when they are playing that they do not play around small pieces of toy because they can choke on them. Finally, also remember, do not bring hot foods or hot liquids before the babies. Make sure when they are crawling on the floors, there's no electrical sockets around in which they can poke their fingers. Most importantly, Do not give your baby any screen to play with till at least 2 years of age. The more the babies interact with the screen, less they want to look at faces of an adult. Human interaction is lesser. This is something that's been recommended and advised by American Academy of Pediatrics and widely supported by child research. Up till this now, and if you like this video, then please like and subscribe. Thank you.